The sentencing of Bruce McArthur brings this horrific chapter to a close, but it'll never be over, truly, for the victims' families. And the question that still remains unanswered is why the 67-year-old carried out his gruesome attacks on 8 men from Toronto's Village. We spoke with one man who studies serial killers to see what insights we could gain into his possible motives. The big question that people have here, and we don't know if it'll ever be answered, is why? Why did McArthur do this? Can you give us some insight based on what you know about serial killers?
The predominant motive that serial killers do what they do is a need for control. And so he's a very extreme example of a controlling serial killer in that, he's imprisoning his victims. He is keeping them after death. He was posing them in photographs, and his dismemberment and planting of the serial killers into, planters that he maintained was a way for him to extend his control beyond death. So in that sense, he's a classical serial killer who's seeking that kind of control over his victims.
Was there anything that jumped out as you as telling about the type of murderer he was?
It's a very unusual age for a serial killer to begin his serial killing. The average age is around 28. So the mystery is how much of an average serial killer is he?
Is there a possibility that there are many other victims that we don't know about?
Oh, absolutely there's a possibility. One would have hoped that he would be helpful with that might be part of the sentencing package, but, we don't know.
Is it usual or unusual for serial killers to help investigators in the case once they've been caught? Would they divulge everything that they've done?
If they have some kind of advantage in doing that, I suspect that the way he was persuaded to confess and not go to trial, that it would spare his own family. So he may have very personal reasons for, making that confession.
What do you make of that? It seems from court proceedings that police or the Crown were saying he didn't seem remorseful. Is that unusual?
No, that's not unusual at all. He is very likely, although not all serial killers, a vast majority are psychopaths. And psychopaths feel no remorse. They feel no sense of guilt. And so he's incapable of that.